Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, actually, depending on where you're watching from. Uh, my name is Noah Ocheja Moses. I am happy to come your way tonight. I want to wish you Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year in advance. I just want to talk to you briefly tonight. Um, this video is purposely for the sake of my fans all over the world from every part of the world. I really want to appreciate you for your followership, your help, assistance, being part of my life, business, ministry, and life generally. I want to appreciate you for everything. It is very, very important for me to do this, and that is why I am here tonight. I want to share with you briefly, without wasting much of your time. Maybe in the next 5 minutes, we'll have something tangible as the reason why we are here tonight. It is important for us to start making arrangement, to start preparing ourselves for the new year as the year 2023 is rolling into history. And one of the things I want to talk about tonight is planning, strategic planning. It is amazing how Nigerians and believers generally are very, very careless about strategic planning. I studied forensic accounting and fraud investigation, and it helps my understanding a lot about life, about preparation, about planning, not just planning, strategic planning. And so I just want to share a few things with you tonight, which I believe will be of a great help to as many that will be watching this video now or later, maybe in the early days of 2024. I want to make reference to a few things that happened in the past. One of them is the coronavirus. You know, the coronavirus was unexpected. It surprised everybody. And when you look at the condition economically as at that time, it was such a very, very difficult and uncomfortable situation, even both for the rich and the poor. Now, the point I want you to note is unexpected. It came suddenly, and when it started happening, there was almost no place to run to except that God was helpful and helping us even till now. The second event that happened is the scarcity. I mean, for most of us in Nigeria, we understand what I'm talking about. What happened in January? January was January, February, March. I think that issue lasted for about 4 or 5 months before God started helping us out. The scarcity of cash. What happened was that it happened suddenly. Nobody was expecting what was going to happen, you know. And when it came, it was an inevitable um, occasion that happened, and it affected a lot of people. It affected a lot of people. And please remember, the point I want you to note is unexpected, unplanned for. And another thing I want you to understand is when the new uh, the new elected president of Nigeria came in, he made a statement that changed the price of fuel instantly. Everything became abnormal. I use the word abnormal because it was not so before he made the statement, and immediately after the statement the price of fuel changed, and immediately the price of fuel changed, the price of everything in the market and even of the market changed. And so it is important for us to discuss this very, very fantastic and important topic. I really don't want to do extensive teaching on it. I just want us to discuss as brothers and sisters and friends, colleagues, and well wishers. So I just want us to discuss. I want to use this example. If for as many of you who have been on my social media, like Facebook, I have said this again and again that it is important for you to, after eating a fruit, keep the seed, plant the seed, you know. And I want us to discuss that issue tonight. During the week, I said something that concerns business, individuals, and organization, even ministries. And that is the fact that when God grants us access to fruits, we don't keep the seed, we don't plant the seed, which is a very, very bad and dangerous attitude as far as the economy of nations right now is concerned. Many people are traveling out of the country simply because they want to make ends meet. The most important thing is what I am about to tell you: planning. I have to plan. You know, it is when you have this idea, when you have this as your strategy, planning strategically, it will now help you to be able to stand what is about to come. This is my major concern, and this is the reason why I'm doing this video tonight. The reason is that in the year 2024 that we are about to enter, this 2024 we are entering by the grace of God, there are so many things that will happen, so many uncomfortable occasions, just like we talk about the pandemic, the cashless, the fuel scarcity, the cost of living in Nigeria currently. We didn't plan for them. And when those things started happening, there is no way. Many people started traveling out of the country, trying to find a play, what do I call it, greener pasture. And traveling out of the country may not necessarily be the solution, because you can travel to America, travel to Europe, travel to every part of this world looking for greener pasture, and at the end of the day you find out that when there is no plan, you cannot make ends meet. I've seen people who travel out of this country and after 3, 4, 5 years return back with nothing. But the most important thing I want us to do is strategic planning. I want to ask this question. Number one, what is your plan for January 2024? Do you have a plan for January 2024? Because for most people, January is one of the most difficult days, one of the most difficult time, the most difficult months of the year. And the reason is because of the carelessness of the previous years. For most people, the carelessness of the year 2023 is going to affect them in January, in February, March, April, May, June. Before you pick up again, you find out that the year 2024 is already fast going to end, and it ought not to be so. That is why we talked about strategic planning. And this strategic planning, as you watch this video, I like you to share with friends, family, and loved ones. Let them get the later part of this message, that one of the things I want you to do This is out of love for each and every one of you. One of the things I encourage that you do is having your plan for every month. Number one, you know how much you are earning per day, per week, per month, and you have to begin to plan. You have to begin to plan. What are you expecting in January? What are you expecting in February? Divided by the numbers of the days in the month. What are you expected to spend? I'm going to do a very elaborate teaching on this strategic planning, but I want us to discuss tonight. If you earn 30,000 naira, for instance, as a believer, how much is your tithe? How much should be your expenses per day? Put them together. Ensure they are allocated to days so that whatever comes as an extra can go into your savings. Most believers don't have savings, which is very bad. We have offices, we have bank accounts, but we don't have savings. It's not good. You know, God don't bless wasters, and so you have to make sure you put something aside for the sake of what we are seeing, what we are foreseeing ahead, because there are a lot of things that will happen in the year 2024 as we trust God to help us. This is not trying to weaken your faith. I am passing this information to you ahead of time in order for you to prepare yourself that the year 2024 is going to be tough. This is not negative convention. This is trying to ensure that you are prepared for what is coming ahead of us. Have to be well prepared. We have to be very, very strategic. And the good news is that in every problem, you can always plan yourself to become the solution in order for you to earn as a solution provider. And this is one of the things that make men take advantage of adversaries and maybe pandemic and all of those things that happen that takes people unaware and use that as an opportunity to make money. When you remember, if you are in Nigeria, if you remember in the past few months where there was the cashless policy, they call it, when it came, it was those who have the cash, the money, that enjoy their season, you know. So it is important for you to always have reserve, because it is wisdom that out of your reserve you can be sustained. You know, when you look at the parable, uh, it's actually not a parable. Now I'm talking about the dream of Pharaoh and the interpretation that Joseph gave. And at the end of the day, Joseph went ahead to ensure that there was something left in the food bank, I will call it, for the days of famine ahead. And when it was during famine, there was food in Egypt, and even other countries, other nations came into Egypt to buy food. Why? Because someone strategically planned for the days, you know. So as we approach the year 2024, I encourage that you plan yourself strategically to ensure that you have something in your food bank, in your savings. Ensure that whatever comes to your hand, even if it is 10 naira, make sure you save something. Even if it's 20 naira, 50 naira, make sure you save something. You know, when we talk about strategic planning in accounting, there is this advice that as an individual you should have at least 4 accounts. Maybe if you are married, you should have a family account where you and your family spend money from. Hallelujah. Then you should have your savings. You should have investment and charity account. What I mean by charity account, because most of us have just one account. You do everything from that account. Maybe you have two, and all of them, you can access them at any time. You spend for any and everything from the both account, which is really, according to my field, I would say is really not wise. So I encourage that as we enter the new year, plan yourself. If I have money in my investment account and there is a problem that is not investment, to me, on no account should I step into that investment account and start solving problem from investment account. When there is family problem and there is savings, you can consider savings instead of investment account. In a situation where there is no savings, you can now start talking about investment. All right, that is, at first there is a general account where family problems, family issues can be channeled to. Then if there is nothing in that account, you can then talk about savings. If there is nothing in the savings, you can then talk about investment. If there is nothing in the investment, you can then talk about charity account. And there are more, so it is important for us to plan ourselves against this year, 2024. Like I said, please don't forget to remember I said there are a lot of challenges that will come. There are a lot of challenges that will come. The problem, the war between Israel and what is it called? The war broke out suddenly. You were not expecting, I was not expecting them. So in fact, in Nigeria, I want to tell you, if you are in Nigeria and you're watching me right now, I want you to prepare yourself. I can't give you 100% guarantee that there will be no war, there will be no fights in 2024. The reason is because of what we are seeing, and we may not be able to discuss everything we see today and everything we are seeing ahead right here, but it's impossible for you to plan yourself and make sure that you are set for whatever comes up. Do you know that during the cashless period, I have access to one or two people, and I found out that even when people were looking for cash, looking for money here and there, they have it. They're not looking for money anywhere. I have a few of them. I know a few of them. You know, Now we're talking about the cost of rice, the cost of food and things in the market. There are people who are not aware. Seriously, they are not aware simply because they have all those things saved ahead of time. At the point rice was sold for, I can't remember if it was 35,000 naira, but currently it's over 50,000. The difference is almost like getting two bags of rice as at the time. And those who plan themselves now enjoy the advantage it provides. So please, we'll have this video is to prepare you for the next teaching. I am sure I'm going to do the breaking down points by points of what we just tried to introduce tonight. My name remains Noah Cheja Moses, your favorite real estate legend, Thousand Properties and Global Services. Please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is the new YouTube channel, and I encourage that you subscribe and share with your friends, family, and loved ones. There are other content I will be sharing from men and women of God in this nation and across the world. So please subscribe to this YouTube account and follow us on all our social media platform. God bless you until we return back for the full message. Remain blessed.